the House Ways and Means Committee has released Donald J. Trump's tax returns, long awaited, and now we have them. He's avoided this, tried to prevent them from getting released, and finally they are out there. Now, we're going to get to a video that he sent out trying to get ahead of this and tell his followers what they should believe before even seeing the tax returns. And we're going to take a look at that, and it's wild. He's definitely freaking out a little bit about this. But I want to take the weekend, now that it's been released today as I'm recording this, to look into it, let some analysis play out, and grab interesting parts, interesting insights before I report on the actual tax returns. We got the report on the tax returns from the House Ways and Means Committee, but the actual returns themselves, I want to have a little bit more time to comb through before reporting on them for you. So we'll get into that on Monday's show. But we already have Trump's preemptive response to this, trying to get ahead of it, trying to tell his followers they shouldn't believe the narrative that some of this could be bad or shine a bad light on him, as you'll see here.
Before stepping into the political arena to save our country, I spent my entire life building a truly great company. Over the years, I've employed thousands and thousands of people. I built towering skyscrapers standing tall above the greatest cities of the planet. And from New York to Miami, from Los Angeles to Chicago, from Ireland to Scotland, and from Dubai to Hawaii, all the way to the Las Vegas Strip, I have created magnificent properties in some of the most spectacular locations on earth. In short, I have achieved the American dream beyond all imagination. Most politicians only know how to kill jobs. I have actually created them, but by the thousands. While others use public office to enrich themselves, I left an amazing life behind to go and fight for the American people, and I'm glad I did it. It hasn't been easy, but I'm glad I did it. Sadly and pathetically, for the past 6 years, the radical Democrats and the fake news media have been trying to deceive the public about these simple facts. Now, in an outrageous abuse of power, the radical Democrat Congress illegally obtained and leaked.
We'll continue with this. It's not illegal. Okay, the House Ways and Means Committee, part of their responsibilities is to do what they were doing and looking into the IRS's processes and auditing presidents. You were the president they didn't have tax returns for and couldn't understand the auditing process, so they got access to that information, and it's in the public's interest to see what's in there, so they released them for all to see. Every other president has been releasing their tax returns. It's not some horrible, unconstitutional, criminal thing as he's trying to make it out to be.
To my personal tax returns, which show only that I've had tremendous success. It's been an amazing period of time.
And of course, the reason why he's going with that narrative so hard is because the thing he's most insecure about is that this reveals he's not as good of a businessman as he's purported to be.
The seizure of these confidential records was completely unconstitutional.
No.
There is no legitimate legislative purpose for their action.
There is.
And if you look at what they've done, it's so sad for our country. It's nothing but another deranged political witch hunt, which has been going on from the day I came down the escalator in Trump Tower. Although these tax returns contain relatively little information and not information that almost anybody would understand, they're extremely complex. The radical
We'll figure it out. We got it, Trump.
Democrats' behavior is a shame upon the U.S. Congress. This precedent must now be applied to the corrupt Democrats themselves. The new Republican House should immediately obtain the financial records of Joe Biden and his entire criminal enterprise.
We'll stop it there. But that is so funny because not only is it a whataboutism, right? Oh, they came after me, or I guess not a whataboutism, but like do what they did to me, to them type situation. But what's deeply hilarious about that is Biden already released his tax returns because like every other president, he followed in that tradition. It's just you, dude. So sure, reveal Biden's tax returns that have already been revealed. That's not an attack at all. And I think that video reveals the panic he does have, because what did he build this entire political journey on? the idea that he was an outsider, successful businessman, that his knowledge in building one of the most successful business enterprises in history is what's going to allow him to run the country like a business. Well, number one, the country isn't a business, but a lot of people liked that message. And he, again, built it all off of the idea that he was an amazing businessman as portrayed in The Apprentice. Well, at least preliminarily, what we're getting out of these documents is that he's really not what he's chalked himself up to be. He's really not the businessman that so many people believe him to be. It's not to say some of the stuff is just normal wiggling out of taxes, and that's why it looks like he didn't pay a lot in certain tax years. Some of that's normal. Other stuff that's being looked at, and as I said, I'll have more on Monday, definitely reveals he was in financial hardship more than he would ever want people to recognize. And so that video there, you can see he's kind of panicking about his whole brand being broken down by these tax returns, which makes sense that he would feel that way. Otherwise, if not, why else would he have been preventing them from coming out for so long? Why was this so important to him that they don't get released to the public? Because there's stuff in them that he doesn't want the public to see. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of what makes this show possible, plus get access to the full video version of the show hours before any of the clips are uploaded to YouTube, plus get a full extra show every single Saturday, you can do so by going to patreon.com/Luke Beasley. That's patreon.com/Luke Beasley, and there's a link in the description.